What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Patrick, and in today's video, where the hell am I? Why am I lying down in bed? It's because I'm taking you guys through a full day of eating slash day in the life of prep. So it's 9:30, just woke up, alarm just went off. Let's get up, let's get the day started, and let me show you guys exactly what I eat and what I do every single day, 13 weeks. Right when I get out of bed, obviously go to the washroom. Don't think you guys need to see that. But then we step on the scale and we get our fasted morning weigh-in. So that's today's fasted morning weight, 195.8, which is an all-time low. I'm pretty much setting almost all-time lows every single day, if not every other day. Obviously, calories are getting low, cardio is pretty high, so we are setting lows almost every single day, which is ideal because we do have to push it, being 13 weeks out and not necessarily being too lean yet. So seeing new lows every other day have us trending in the right direction. And now, since it is Tuesday is my check-in day, so I'll show you guys me doing that. However, obviously I don't do this every single day, but on Tuesdays I have my morning fasted check-in right before I do anything for the day. So this is my check-in spot right here, and this is how I set it up. Phone pretty close to me, just so you know it's only capturing me in the door. And then I have this really good, like, strong light above that's coming kind of straight down. It's not downward lighting in the sense that it's casting a shadow. Since it's kind of like a ring light, it makes it really good for check-in photos because it's like a really broad lighting and it doesn't cast any shadows. So it's a super honest look at my physique. And this place is honestly perfect for my check-ins.
Yeah, drop a 50 bag for the mob in a spot. Drop a 50 bag, 29 for the thought. I was really trying to keep it PG. I was really trying to keep it.
And today actually marks my 8th week on prep, so it's my 8th check-in. So I can put up this side by side from week 1 to now. Obviously getting super lean and have lost a ton of fat. Starting point just under 215 and now just above 195. So just under 16 pounds in 8 weeks, aiming at obviously 2 pounds of loss per week. So check-ins are done, but we still have one more thing to do before meal 1, and that is fasted cardio. So I got a Fit for Less membership. It's only like 5 minutes away from my house, and basically this is where I do my fasted cardio almost every single morning. What my cardio is looking like right now is just 20 minutes fasted on the bike at a certain level. I do level 8 and I keep the RPM at set between 70 and 75 just so it's a constant pace. Now the machine tells me that burns, I think, something around 150 to 170 calories. I'm not sure how accurate that is. That's besides the point. It doesn't really matter if that's accurate or not. All that matters is that that is consistent in my routine, and I know if I'm losing weight, then obviously it's enough, and then I can just increase my cardio from there, because 20 minutes fast in the morning is really not that much at all. And then obviously I still go to Body Vision, my main gym, to actually work out, because you could not pay me to hit a workout in this gym. It's literally 60% cardio equipment, 40% weights with like such trash stuff. But I mean, it's a Fit for Less, so I'm not really sure what anyone would expect. But let's get in there, let's do the cardio, and then we can go home and eat meal 1, because I'm already kind of starting to feel hungry. So let's get it done. So 20 minutes all wrapped up, nothing serious, super quick. Basically my strategy for cardio is I just don't go on my phone until I get here and get on the bike. And then when I do go on my phone, by the time I check my messages, my Instagram, my TikTok, reply to my clients, my cardio is already done. It's pretty quick, honestly. 20 minutes is nothing crazy. Let's head home now. Let's get into meal 1. Before I do that though, I do want to explain really quickly just what my cardio protocol looks like. So I am still working at a restaurant. So every time I do work, which is like 3 to 4 times a week, I'll easily get like 20,000 steps just from that. So my current approach to cardio, since I'm just adding it in the last week, I'll only do cardio on days where I'm not training and working. So if I have a training session that day and I work later in the day, I won't do cardio, because training, walking around the gym, and then walking, for 6 hours at my job, that will be enough activity for the day. If I have a rest day and I work later in the day, I'll still wake up and do 20 minutes of cardio because I'm not training, and then I'll go to work later and that'll be enough activity. And then if I'm not working, like today I'm not working, I will do my 20 minutes fasted in the morning, and then I have to make sure I get my 10,000 steps just for the day, which, you know, working out at the gym, walking around the gym will help with that. I'll probably still have to go on a walk later in the day, but hit my 10,000 steps, work out, and do my 20 minutes of cardio, and that'll be enough for the day. So that's kind of how I'm like doing my cardio now. Like I'm basically doing 20 minutes fasted. It comes out to like 3 times a week, 4 times a week maybe, and then the other, you know, 3-4 days of the week I'm working, and then I'm also training. So that's how I'm breaking down my cardio now. It's going good. Obviously I'm still on that path to losing, you know, 2 pounds per week, so I don't need to increase anything yet, but that is what my current cardio and activity level is. For prep, let's get into meal 1, and I can show you exactly what I'm eating every single day and my calories and macros and all my meals. So let's go. So meal 1 has been chefed up. Let me show you what we got. So here we have 2 whole eggs, 100 grams of egg white or 100 milliliters, and then 50 grams of just regular white rice. We have 2 chocolate chip Quaker rice cakes, 1 orange, and then multivitamin omega-3. This is what I take in the morning. The multivitamin is Vita HD. You guys know I've worked with HD Muscle in the past. I no longer do, but I still use this product because it's a no-brainer. If you just look at this ingredient list, it is definitely the most stacked multivitamin on the market. I'm not even going to pretend that I know what this stuff is or what it does, but that's all in English, okay? So just take a good look. It's completely stacked. And then just a regular omega-3. And this is pretty much morning supplements as well as meal 1. Now, initially, I didn't have the 50 grams of rice in here. I had it on another meal, but I was noticing that as I was getting leaner, I was lacking energy in training, harder to get pumped, so I thought it would be a good idea just to move 50 grams of rice from a previous meal to my pre-workout meal. And, you know, it doesn't really do much to the meal, it tastes the same, just rice with eggs. And then I have, you know, just 2 pieces of turkey bacon even mixed in there as well. And that's pretty much the full meal. I'm gonna have on the screen here all of the calories macro breakdown for this entire meal, as well as every single ingredient. But this is pretty much what meal 1 is, and this will also be my pre-workout meal. So let's get this down so we can digest it and head to the gym. So I just got back from the gym. It is time for my post-workout meal, which is chicken thighs and rice. Still hasn't changed from the bulk. Obviously, just the quantity is a little bit different. One really weird thing that I like to do on prep, and I don't know why, I wasn't like this before, but it's just like a little fun hobby that I do now. So my food is already prepped here because I have the best grandmother in the world. I don't care if you love your grandma. She's not better than mine. Now, one weird thing that I do during prep, I don't know why I've started to do it. Obviously, I have my scale underneath and I'll weigh it out, but I like to play a little game where I'll eyeball how much I'm putting and see how close I can get. So I have 200 grams of rice here that I have to eat. I try to weigh it out without looking at how much it actually is. And right there, I think that's 200 grams. Let's see how close I was, 180. So I gotta work, so I need a little bit more. Then obviously I make sure to weigh it out all the way to exactly what I need to, but I like to play around with it, try to get it exactly the amount that I need without actually looking at the number, and then obviously I double check before I eat it, because we gotta make sure we're getting the right amount of calories. Okay, so post-workout meal now. I am a little bit behind on schedule. It's pretty much 5 o'clock now. Normally I will be at the gym at around 12:30, and then I'm at home eating my post-workout meal at around 3 p.m. However, I am behind today because check-ins and everything takes a little bit longer because I'm recording this full day of eating. So by this time, I am absolutely starving because it's 5 o'clock and I hit legs. Let me show you what the post-workout meal looks like. It is absolutely glorious. 200 grams cooked weight white rice, and then 220 grams cooked weight chicken thigh. And I know what you're thinking, Patrick, you're on prep. Why don't you do chicken breast? It's less fat, it's less calories. For me personally, one thing that I did in my bulk that I carried over to my prep and obviously to this cut is I'm keeping my animal fats high, and I'm keeping my fat sources from animal fat. So I don't have any peanut butter today. I don't have any almond butter. I don't have anything like that to get my fats from that type of source. My fats, which I will break down in the end after you see my last meal, when I break it down, you will notice that my only fats for the day are coming from egg, they're coming from chicken, they're coming from beef. So they're animal fat sources. And I experimented with this in my bulk and it felt amazing. I digested everything perfectly. My food tasted good and I just felt better on that versus eating a cleaner source of animal protein like chicken breast, ground turkey, or whatnot, and then having my fats come from peanut butter, almond butter, and stuff like that. So this is just what works for me. This is what I can stick to. So this is what I will continue to do. I'll break down my macros at the end, but my fat is not going to drop any lower for the entirety of prep, hopefully, from where it is right now, because I've made that initial cut in fat, and obviously I don't want to go below a certain number. I need to stop yapping because my stomach is screaming at me to eat this food, but this is what the post-workout meal is. Throw up the calories, macro breakdown here for all the food choices and the total meal. So right after my post-workout meal is when I'll go and get the remainder of my steps in. Normally at this time of day, I'm kind of like between 5,000 to 7,000 steps based on how much I walked basically throughout my workout and throughout the rest of my day. So then this is when I will kind of just go for a nice digestion walk after my post-workout meal and then just do a couple laps. I have this nice pond that's like right around my house. Go through the neighborhood a bit, try to see if I can find any nice cars and just walk around, get some sunlight because now the weather's getting nicer outside, and then just finish up my step goal for the day of 10,000 and just listen to a podcast, enjoy some sunlight and some nature as people call it, because I don't have much of that in my life obviously, but the weather's getting nicer, so more and more steps outside. Probably even get to a point where I don't need to do cardio, or maybe I'll do it at night and then do my walking earlier in the day when it's nice out, but we'll see what happens. My plan actually was to do like shirtless walks closer to my show when it's really hot out, and then just get like a base coat tan. I'm still thinking about that idea. I'll probably do it maybe like a couple weeks out of my show. Just gonna go for a walk now, get the rest of my steps in, and then I'll pick it back up when I go to eat again. So after my post-workout meal walk is when normally I'll come back inside, work on some client stuff, work on some content stuff, or work on some J3 University stuff, just kind of expanding my knowledge, in fitness and nutrition. Because I did buy his course a while ago and I'm still not done it because there's a lot of content, and he actually just revamped it and added like I think 30 more hours. So I'm slowly going through that. Normally around this time is when I will have a Diet Pepsi. This one is like the lime flavor, so 0 sugar, 0 calories. But the thing with this, which is something that I actually like, is I'm pretty sure it has 50 milligrams of caffeine. So being that it's already 7 o'clock because my day did get started a little bit later than usual, I'm not gonna have this. But normally what I will do, I probably should have showed this before, but this is the pre-workout that I've been taking. So normally what I will do is take like 3/4 of a scoop of this because it does have 330 milligrams of caffeine. So I'll take a little bit less than a full scoop. So probably getting around 300 milligrams of caffeine from the pre-workout, and that'll fuel me for my workout. And then when I get home around 4 or 5 o'clock, I'll have my post-workout meal, go for my walk, and then I'll crunch one of these just to suppress my appetite a little bit, have like something that's a little bit sweet, and then also have the 50 milligrams of caffeine just to kind of help me out with doing client work or whatever it is that I'm doing. Because obviously 50 milligrams of caffeine is not going to do an insane amount, but it probably will just keep me a little bit more focused, a little bit more mentally sharp, and I kind of just like the feeling. So since it already is 7 o'clock today, I won't be having it, and I did take a full scoop of pre because it was leg day. So normally I would have that, but today I'm gonna go without. So basically what I'll do for the next couple hours before I pick it back up to show you my next meal will just be go on my computer, do some work here. So I'll finish up the client check-ins that I have to finish here, and then I'll look at my notes, make sure everything's good with that. Probably do an hour or so of the J3 University, bang that out, and then work on a little bit of content stuff for TikTok, Instagram, and just expand upon some ideas, maybe shoot some stuff or get some stuff in order before I pick this up for my last meal. Okay, so it is time for the third and final meal of the day. Now I will have my protein shake, which I'll show you later, but the final actual edible meal is this. We have 200 grams of cooked white rice. We have 100 grams of cooked beef. Now I'm pretty sure the beef is 90-10. We get it in a big pack, so it doesn't say what actual percentage it is, but based on the macros, because it has nutrition labels, I'm pretty sure the lean ground beef is 90-10. And then we have 100 grams of cooked shrimp. So no sauces or anything, just straight up taste fire. And this meal is the only meal that's actually changed a little bit. I did used to have 150 grams of beef, but I lowered that to 100 and then added in 100 grams of shrimp because there's really no fat in shrimp and they're high protein. and they taste good. However, with this meal, we have a dessert, believe it or not. And that dessert is this Lindt Excellence Sea Salt Dark Chocolate. So I will have one square, and that one square is 50 calories, and that's pretty much my dessert for like the entire day, or my sweet treat for the entire day. Some people like to use, low calorie, low sugar sauces on prep. I would rather just opt for one little square of sea salt dark chocolate. It hits like crack. I only have it on training days. Today obviously we trained, so I get it. It's basically my sweet treat all throughout prep. Obviously, I've been losing weight eating it. I think it's perfectly allowed. Don't come for me and say, oh, you can't eat chocolate, you're on prep. Dog, 150 calorie square. I would way rather have that than like put sauces on my meals. So I'll take that any day. So I'm hungry. I'm gonna eat this meal now, and then I'll pick it back up for my protein shake, break down the full calories and macros for the day, and I'll see you guys then. So what I use in the protein shake is this fat-free Fairlife Ultra Filtered Milk. The macros on this milk is absolutely cracked. I use 250 grams, which is the same as 250 milliliters. The protein powder I'm currently using is this Nutrabolic Whey, and I'm using the chocolate peanut butter flavor. This protein is absolutely cracked. The macros on it are not like 100% clean. There's a little bit of fat, there's a little bit of carbs, but for how good this thing tastes, it's honestly worth it in my opinion. So we pour the protein here. I am using a bit more than a scoop. So I weigh out my protein. If you're not weighing out your protein, you probably should be. But I'm doing 60 grams of this Nutrabolic Whey. And then I have, of course, my 5 grams of creatine that I throw into the shake. So I'll drink this shake, and this will be the last thing I eat for the day and the last thing I eat before bed. Now, I will throw up the macros and everything on the screen, my total calories for the day. So we end the day at 2,260 calories, 209 grams of protein, 222 grams of carbs, and then total fats of 61 grams. The only thing that changes between this day, which is my training day, and then my rest day diet, on my rest day diet, I have 1,904 calories, 204 grams of protein, 148 grams of carbs, and then 60 grams of fat. So protein and fats are basically identical. The only thing that is different is that 60 grams of carb swing. And obviously I have less calories, which is all coming from carbs on my rest day because I'm not training, so I don't need carbs pre-workout because I have no workout to hit. The reason why I do this is just because it'll allow me to have a bigger deficit on the week because I need less food and I don't have anything to recover from on a rest day. So I just have, 300 calories less on that day for that specific reason. And it just helps create a larger deficit without really impacting any training performance or training recovery because, like I said, it's a rest day. So a lot of people will look at this diet and this full day of eating and think, wow, that's pretty low food, that's a pretty aggressive deficit. And yes, it is. And the main reason is because the show is coming up quick. I wasn't 100% sure if I was going to do this show, and I was kind of dilly-dallying around the idea of starting my prep because I wasn't 100% confident in myself. So when I decided to full send the prep, I had 21 weeks to get in shape, which is not a lot of time since I was pretty much like, I want to say close to 25% body fat when I was peak bulked at like 215, 220. So we can't really waste any time, and we have to have the weight and the fat come off quickly. So my food's been lowered, my cardio has been increased to this point, 13 weeks out, and the fat loss has been pretty well up until now. Hopefully it continues as smoothly as it has been. In terms of food quantity, cravings, hunger, I haven't experienced anything like that. If you guys have watched my previous videos or seen me or following me on Instagram, you know I have a really low appetite and I've always been genetically super lean and shredded. So the reason why is because I never really got hungry even when I was a skinnier kid. So I knew going into this prep, dropping food super low wouldn't be that much of an issue for me personally, just the way my genetics are. I know there's a ton of people out there that can eat 2,500 calories and be starving, but for me, I've been eating under 2,200 and it will get lower from here. And I've not experienced any like long lasting hunger, very little cravings up until now. So I just hope that it continues for the rest of this prep. And as my food gets lower, I can, have that genetic advantage of my body wanting to be shredded and wanting to continue dropping body fat without getting too food focused. But that is pretty much going to wrap it up for a full day in the life on bodybuilding prep, and also a full day of eating of everything I am consuming 13 weeks out of my bodybuilding show. If you did enjoy, please leave a like rating. If you want to see any other videos about prep, anything in specific, you can drop it down in the comments below. Any constructive criticism, also let me know down in the comments. Follow me on Instagram if you're not already. If you are looking for one-on-one coaching and you want to work with me to get these type of results that I've gotten for myself and for other clients for you, make sure you message me over on Instagram, and if I can help you out, we can get you locked in on the team and get these for you. So I'll catch you guys in the next one.